Alright, what's really going on? Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at XLM, Stellar Lumen against USDT. Going to be assessing some of these key technical aspects of price action moving forward. Going to be looking for some of the pivotal areas of support and resistance I believe we're going to be interacting with in the very near future here. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Do you trade? Do you hold? Or do you let the price action unfold? What are you doing with your bag? If you have one, are you bullish on price action? Do you believe we finally found support? Do we have more upside ahead? Are we going to plow through all this resistance, get back to 70 cents, 80 cents that we came from in the not so distant past? Or are you bearish on price action? Do you believe support has yet to be found? We have more downside. We're going to plummet through all these potential key levels, head straight to zero. Let me know your thoughts on the direction of XLM down in the comment section below. Are you holding? Are you selling? Are you buying? What are you doing with your bag if you have one? Now, jumping right into it, to kind of recap price action that has interacted with this very pivotal 24-cent level. We've interacted with it kind of as sort of like brief support between sort of the price action from the 6th of January of this year. We have a very bullish candle plowing through 24 cents and interacting with this upper level at 38 cents. Getting rejected and making its way back down to this 24 cents as support, even with examples of price action reaching past it toward kind of like 20 cents there, 23 cents kind of thing. But this 24-cent level do believe was key kind of moving forward, and a significant bounce off of it gave us the momentum to kind of plow through that upper resistance at 38 cents to set some higher highs, only to get kind of rejected and then return to that previous resistance at 38 cents to solidify it as support. So we have examples of price action plowing through resistance, setting some higher highs, and then returning to it as support to kind of consolidate for what appears to be sort of like several weeks before kind of setting some higher highs. We have over a month of consolidation along what was resistance to establish support along this key 38-cent level. We're bullish enough to plow through the previous kind of swing highs and resistance, set some higher highs, come back down, set some higher lows, re-interact with support, come back up, set some higher highs. We're looking very bullish. Price action was on the up and up. We were looking like, the uptrend wanting to continue there. It's very euphoric highs that, momentum abruptly changed, sent us plummeting through all this potential kind of support here. Price action coming from pretty much 65 cents there and plummeting straight toward kind of like 28 cents in a matter of days, sending us to kind of consolidate near this key 38-cent level, which we failed to hold and we have interacted with as resistance kind of moving forward so far. After that rejection, we're coming back down to this key 24-cent line, which before has acted like very key support that has sent us into the 50-cent range. But we will have to see just how bullish kind of we can be moving forward. Very nice consolidation above this level, in addition to some very bullish bounces from a currently hidden key level, does suggest some more upside in XLM's kind of near future here. But a new perspective comes into play when we consider EngineeringRobo, along with the FIBA Lamborghini lines of Illuminati, Bugattis, Zucchinis, Bikinis, Martinis, and Illuminati again. We can see a buy 4 coming into play on the 22nd of July of 2021. We have the sell 4 on the dreaded 19th of May, suggesting some continuation from that very abrupt and aggressive, sell-off there, sending price action plummeting toward and eventually through this 200 daily moving average, which is going to be a very big bearish technical indicator, kind of in a sort of like a broader sense, and a more kind of like midterm price action below this 200 daily moving average does suggest that sell pressure is still present, and we will have to watch for pullbacks and attempts at support in whatever bounces we have in the short term. A key level to look out for is going to be 32 cents. This is 0.382 Fibonacci level. Price action is likely to kind of take a pit stop there, perhaps break through it, and then return to it as support before we can find our way back at 38 cents and along the underside of this 200 daily moving average, wherever that might be, which will be significant resistance. Price action, as I mentioned, supported by this buy 4, in addition to this very bullish bounce off of this now revealed key level near 21 cents. The 0.236 Fibonacci line is a very key level of bullish support that we've bounced off of twice, and we've now found ourselves above my key level near 24 cents. A lot of daily candles opening and closing above 24 cents, kind of further solidifying that as very nice support, perhaps due to the sell pressure present. We might have some more retests of it, but from the looks of it, this definitely seems like a level that we have held, and we are likely to interact with this 32 32-cent level kind of very soon. In my opinion, lots going on for XLM in the short term here. We are looking kind of more bullish than we have been. Price action below this 200 daily moving average, like I said, is going to suggest some more broader sell pressure. So whenever we have these kind of short-term rallies, we will have to look for exhaustion in kind of those swing highs and see where we find support in the pullbacks. Price action supported by a buy 4 in the short term. We are looking very bullish. Price actions wanted to be bullish all throughout this very needed technical downside. We are now looking to come out of this phase of accumulation. Let's see how bullish we can be and if we can plow through this 32-cent level at the 0.382 Fibonacci line, or will we need kind of more interactions with 24 cents before we can continue. Lots going on for XLM against USDT, but if we switch to XLM against Bitcoin, we have this new perspective come into play. We have price action interacting with some very key support that we have interaction with, and examples of price action bouncing off of. This is 0.236 Fibonacci line at 658 Satoshi. Price action between the 12th of March and the 5th of April of 2021 was very bullish, in a phase of accumulation and bounce along this level with significant resistance at the 750 Satoshi level. So there is a bit of a range that price action perhaps could get trapped in for a period of weeks before we can find our way back upward. If history repeats itself or rhymes, we will likely see support found near this level. Currently, we have some interesting price action with the buy 4 occurring on the 22nd of July. The candle was bullish enough to close with the buy 4 confirmed, although several days later this sell 4 has returned, suggesting some perhaps continued sell pressure for XLM against the price of Bitcoin, perhaps suggesting further interaction with that 24-cent level against USDT as we find ourselves interacting with that 0.236 Fibonacci line at 656 Satoshi. So in my opinion, we are still at support, even though we are below this 200 daily moving average. That sell 4 has returned, so we do have to watch out for a tad bearish bias at the moment. But like I said, we are at support, and price action does have a very high chance of bottoming out here and finding its way back upward. We're going to see some significant resistance at my key level at 750 Satoshi, up there at that 0.382 Fibonacci line at 840 Satoshi. We have price action on the 22nd and 23rd of July, reaching up to it, weakening resistance there, suggesting that we might have a chance to kind of break through once we find our way toward it. We will also experience significant sell pressure along the underside of the 200 daily moving average, wherever that might be. So there definitely is some significant resistance ahead of us, although we are at what I do believe is very potent support. In my opinion, this does look like a very key level that we could bottom out at and see some euphoric highs up in these kind of upper ranges above the 200 daily moving average in the kind of very near future here. What's going on for XLM against the price of Bitcoin currently? Looking to find support along this key level. Can we hold the 0.236 sell 4 in play? Price action below the 200 daily moving average. No, there's still definitely many reasons to be fearful, uncertain, and doubtful of the current market conditions, but XLM still looking quite bullish in my opinion. But a new perspective comes into play when we consider now Bitcoin itself against USDT. What do we have here? Price action, rallying from this very bullish rally we've had in the past couple weeks from the 21st of July. Quickly found ourselves above 32K for a key level, plowing through the 0.5 Fibonacci line, 34,300, getting us all the way up to the 0.618 Fibonacci level, 41,500, which I've been suggesting is very significant resistance that has the potential to slap us all the way down to where we came from. And based on the last kind of few days, we've experienced this sell pressure and a brief retracement here, coming all the way down to 37K, 37,500. But the buy pressure is ever so abundant with Bitcoin, and it wants to be bullish. And every time it pulls back, I am suspecting a higher low. In my opinion, my full pullback target for this retracement, this has been a very bullish kind of couple weeks. I do suspect perhaps further, a couple more days of sideways is necessary before we can kind of solidify support all along these levels. My full pullback target is going to be 34K. If price action were to return to that level, I do believe that would perhaps solidify a pretty significant bottom at this range and would be a great time to be buying Bitcoin, and we could very much suspect some continued upside. Although in the kind of more bullish short term, the buy pressure present at these levels is quite abundant, and if it is bullish enough to get us up and over this 0.618 Fibonacci line, we could suspect some perhaps very volatile upward price action to get into these kind of upper ranges of resistances here before the previous kind of local all-time highs. Currently, we are still sideways, in my opinion. There's definitely lots of room, both upward and downward, to still be uncertain of the short-term direction of the price of Bitcoin. Long-term, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. This pullback was very healthy. This phase of accumulation was very much necessary for the trend in the long term. The more chances, the more lows that present themselves for people to buy Bitcoin, they seem like they will. Smart money has definitely been accumulating these past kind of couple months of downside. But this has been a very parabolic recovery in a very short amount of time that I do believe is needed to be met with a retracement, and this pullback is where we see where support is found. Support found above 38K. Support found realistically anywhere above that 0.5 Fibonacci line. We could be very bullish on Bitcoin, and we can suspect some more upside. Perhaps we can plow our way through the 0.618, get above that 200 daily moving average, and then I do believe we are likely to be smooth sailing from there. A new perspective will come into play if we start to see more resistance at the 0.5 Fibonacci line. If 34K becomes resistance, then perhaps a change in analysis is necessary. Although we have that buy 4 closing on the 24th of July, and there's been some very bullish upside ever since. Now, lots going on with Bitcoin against USDT. Definitely still sideways, trapped in this very key range of sideways. I would like some more further confirmations of support before I can solidify this as a bottom. Although at this exact moment, this is smelling very much like a bottom to me. Wherever we find support here, wherever this pullback gets us, will suggest just how bullish we can be in this kind of short term here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hearing my analysis. Try EngineeringRobo free. With the link in the description. Subscribe here on YouTube. Check out all the other social media down below. Let me know in the comment section what you're doing with your bag if you have one. Are you accumulating? Are you selling? Are you trading? Are you holding? What have you been doing during this crazy technical downside or through this very parabolic recovery? Let me know your thoughts on the direction of price action moving forward. Thank you for tuning in and tuned in for the next one.